Welcome back to Dad Ruins Everything. Last time I ruined CBD. Today I ruin recycling? Okay, I'm not saying you should throw out your blue bin. Obviously, you should recycle it. Just kidding. Before we get started, I'm not saying we shouldn't recycle. I'm just saying that it's not what you think it is, and that it doesn't work the way you've been led to believe that it does. Let's start with the myth. Recycling is an eco-friendly act that lets your trash get reincarnated into new products. You rinse your aluminum can, toss it in the blue bin. You did your part, and someone else will do the rest. Probably with machines. Yeah? Yeah. Cue the uplifting music and a sea turtle giving you a thumbs up. But here's the thing. The recycling system isn't just broken. It's never been good. Modern curbside recycling programs started gaining traction in the 1970s, especially after the first Earth Day. They really took off in the 1980s and 90s when municipalities started handing out those colorful bins and started telling everyone to do their part. Sounds good, right? The thing is, curbside recycling has always been more about managing perception than managing waste. Companies, especially plastics manufacturers, pushed recycling hard, not because it was super effective, but because it made us feel responsible for their trash. Don't believe me? The plastics industry literally ran ad campaigns in the 1980s and 90s encouraging recycling, even while knowing that most plastic wouldn't, and couldn't, actually be recycled. Documents uncovered in investigations show that they knew the system was doomed from the start. Why would they do that? Because if we feel like plastic is recyclable, we'll keep buying it. It's cheaper than guilt-proof packaging, and hey, out of sight, out of mind, right? When most people say recycling, they're thinking about plastic. So let's ruin that first. Plastic is everywhere. It's cheap, light, and durable. Great for manufacturers, terrible for ecosystems. Despite the little triangle symbol on the bottom of containers, only a small fraction of plastic actually gets recycled. Like less than 10% worldwide. Most of it ends up in landfills, gets incinerated, or floats around in the ocean until it becomes a microplastic snack for marine life. And no, just because it has a recycling number doesn't mean it's recyclable. That little symbol? It's not regulated the way you think. Numbers 1 and 2, like water bottles and milk jugs, can be recycled, if they're lucky. The rest, usually trash. A huge problem in the recycling world is something called wishcycling. That's when you toss something in the bin hoping it'll be recycled, even if it's not actually recyclable. Greasy pizza boxes? Nope. Plastic bags? Definitely not. Coffee cups with the plastic lining? Sorry. That broken garden hose you curled up like a recycling snake? Absolutely not. When non-recyclables get into the system, they can contaminate entire batches. Too much contamination and the whole load gets tossed, even if it had some good stuff in it. One soggy ketchup bottle can ruin a bin of paper, just like one anchovy ruins a pizza. Even perfect sorting doesn't guarantee recycling. It's expensive to sort, clean, transport, and process recyclables. Until 2018, we shipped our recycling to China using empty cargo ships that delivered consumer goods to us. Cheap and easy. But then China implemented the national sword policy, rejecting contaminated waste. Suddenly, we scrambled to ship recycling to Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, India, Turkey, Mexico, and Canada, often facing tighter rules and higher costs. Higher costs meant U.S. cities had to rethink recycling programs. Most weren't ready, equipped, or even interested, leading to reduced or canceled recycling efforts nationwide. When recycling becomes more expensive than making new plastic or paper, guess where your recyclables go? Yep, dumped or burned. It's not all bad news, though. There are lots of scientists on the case, and there's industrial interest in trying to find solutions that work at scale. At a conference at the beginning of the year, I heard that one of my customers, Republic Services, has been opening polymer centers aimed specifically at tackling the plastic problem. They're one of the biggest waste and recycling companies in the US, and these centers focus on advanced plastic recovery, separating different types of plastic more efficiently and turning them into high-quality recycled materials. This is a shift away from the old single-stream model that throws everything into one bin and hopes for the best. Instead, these facilities are tailored to handle plastics more precisely, which could actually improve recycling rates for materials like PET, used in water bottles, and HDPE, used in milk jugs. It's a good sign. Polymer centers are promising, but they're a drop in the plastic-filled ocean unless other companies, municipalities, and manufacturers start playing their part too. It's not all doom and gloom. Recycling isn't entirely broken. It works very well for valuable materials. Aluminum is highly recyclable and retains its quality. It's commonly recycled from beverage cans and automotive parts. Glass can be recycled indefinitely, though it's most effective when sorted by color. Think beer bottles and food jars. Paper can be recycled a few times before the fibers break down. Common sources are newspaper, office paper, and cardboard. Steel and other common metals are recycled with high efficiency, especially from construction, shipbreaking, and old vehicles. Copper is extremely valuable and widely recycled, often recovered from electrical wiring, plumbing, motors, and appliances. Lead is heavily recycled, particularly from car batteries, where up to 99% of a lead-acid battery can be recovered and reused. Gold, silver, and rare earth elements can be reclaimed from circuit boards, smartphones, medical devices, and industrial electronics, though the recovery process requires specialized facilities and safety protocols. These materials have one thing in common. They're worth money. Like, real money. The basic economic driver is that, for these materials anyway, it can be cheaper to recycle them than it is to create more from scratch. Their value drives recovery. The more expensive or scarce the material, the more economically viable it becomes to reclaim it. That's why scrap metal yards are still a thing, and why there's an entire industry around electronics recycling. Not because it's green, but because it's gold. Sometimes, literally. But most of what we throw away, especially single-use plastic, was never meant to go full circle. So what can we actually do? We can use less. The less waste you produce, the less you have to deal with. Reuse what you can. Durable water bottles, cloth bags, glass jars, these are your new best friends. Learn your local recycling rules. They vary by city, and following them can reduce contamination. Compost. Food and yard waste are huge contributors to landfill volume. Obviously, this isn't an option for everyone, but I have a vertical tower garden that I've loaded up with food scraps and worms for years. Push for systemic change. Because let's be honest, your individual recycling habits matter, but not as much as holding corporations and governments accountable for sustainable practices. Recycling isn't a magic fix. It's a well-intentioned system heavily abused by marketers and underfunded by communities. If product prices included recycling and disposal costs up front, we'd create less trash and enjoy a healthier planet. If we want real change, we must look beyond the blue bin, way beyond. Small individual changes multiplied by millions of people can lead to huge shifts. So with that, I hope recycling is sufficiently ruined for you, or for someone you're about to forward this to. If you found this video educational or entertaining, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm just getting this thing started and I could really use your help. Feel free to suggest, argue, or whatever in the comments below. Thanks and have an awesome day.